Hello, and welcome to the Busted Knees and Pretty Trees podcast. As always, we're grateful to have you join us on this audio hike with our shared curiosity for this pale blue dot we all call home. I am co-host Travis J. White. The boys and I have been snatching up tired plots of spoiled and nutrient-depleted internet with the goal of restoring it to a more welcoming and natural state in hopes of drawing in an array of diverse wildlife.
Good Lord, dude. Whoa, that was cool.
We hope to establish an environment suited for the likes of day hikers, ultralighters, and first-timers, birders, buggers, fish folk, and fungus fanatics, paddlers, campers, explorers, hiker trash, stargazers, philosophers, scientists, and saunterers.
I am in lyrical heaven right now.
There's one I'm waiting on. Did you say rockhounders?
Really?
Oh, here's coming. He made his way through the alphabet.
Really, just anyone with a fascination for the natural world, and even those who just want a slice of peace and a place to gather thoughts. All are welcome here in Busted Country. I am personally hoping we attract a sharp-eyed rockhound or two.
Yeah. Way to go, B-Rad.
If for some odd reason you're interested in finding out more about the crew and the greater Busted Prettyverse, stop on over at bustedpretty.com. There you'll find a signpost that shan't lead you astray. On second thought, there might be a dead link hiding around, leading you to nowhere. That's probably my fault, but we're working real hard to get that bandage up. Again, we appreciate your time and curiosity. Last week, we talked about safety on the trail. The studio is happy, healthy, and prepared for emergencies that may arise on the trip.
Yep.
We're going international today, and we're going to be talking about hiking trips abroad. Our very own walking controversy and buddy abandoner, Bradley Grear, is here to give us a heads up.
Yay, dude. You are.
About international travel. And, of course, we brought along Patty Richardson as well, because if it ain't us three, this podcast ain't for me.
Yeah. Who? That's awesome, dude. That inspired me.
That was pretty long-winded.
That was a comprehensive list.
That was awesome, dude.
This week, I just would think of something and throw it in there.
Oh, man, dude. That was so much fun to listen to. Like, I feel like I could beat up Ali right now, like in his prime.
Oh.
Like, I feel juice.
All right.
Cassius Clay. Yeah.
Well, I know this is going to be a good one. Whenever Patrick is really fired up at the beginning, Brad and I feed off that so well.
Dude, let's go.
So that's part of the pressure of the intro.
Yeah, dude.
I got to fire up Patrick.
It all sets and
Otherwise, this
rises and
is
sets on your intro, dude. I love it. That was so good.
He's like a reverse energy vampire.
I just give it out, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good. You know what? That's good. Yeah. Oh.
Right on time, baby.
Oh.
Let's go. Don't me, Brad. Let's go with the News Panthers, son.
Give us another bad story.
Come on, man. What? Yeah, is this a negative one?
Not really.
Okay.
Not bad.
Lay it on us, Walton Brad.
Well, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, or FWC, announced the champion of the 2025 Florida Python Challenge.
What is that? And this
Python hunters?
Yeah.
Python. That sounds cool, though.
Yeah.
They're invasive species, yeah?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that's what the whole point of the competition is.
We've
to try
been
to get
hearing
rid of
about
them.
pythons in
Oh,
Florida
it's
forever.
elimination.
Yeah, get them out of there.
Do they kill them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be.
Oh, wait. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking
sounds
about
kinda
going
brutal,
to look
right?
at
Well,
pythons.
Yeah, let's back it up.
Yeah.
I'll go through what this competition is.
Okay.
So to start with, the winner was, drumroll, Taylor Stanberry, who
Boom.
removed 60 pythons, and because of her hard work, she took home a cool $10,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a big sum.
So it's a 10.
I was thinking whoever got the longest one for some reason.
They do. There was like a few different cash prizes that went out, and one of them was the longest python.
But we're talking quantity.
Yeah,
We're
just
trying
get
to
them out,
of
remove them
there.
from the ecosystem. So it's a 10-day competition. It includes 934 participants from 30 different states. And some Canadians came down. And this is what's kind of weird. Together, they removed a total of 294 pythons. So 934 participants removed 294 pythons. The winner removed 60.
How long's the competition?
10 days.
Whoa.
That one, what was her name?
Taylor Stanberry.
Taylor Stanberry?
Yeah.
What was it?
She was doing some work.
Interestingly enough, which I don't know whether it's interesting or not, because like the top 4 people that took the most pythons out were women.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, I don't know if I didn't expect that. I guess I didn't know what to expect, but pretty cool.
Honestly, in my mind, it's just some sleeveless, tattooed,
Right.
super sunburnt.
Yeah, like
Leather skin
like
dude.
the fanboat people.
Yeah, like Crocodile Dundee.
That's
At least
exactly what I was thinking. Fan boat.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming based on their names. Sorry, it was top 3. It was Taylor, Donna, Hannah. So I assume those
Yeah.
are all females. I know Taylor
Hey,
is because
that's great.
Yeah.
They're not all.
Wait,
sellers,
is this great? Are we celebrating all this?
So Donna took 56 pythons. Hannah got 54. And then the longest python, Travis, went to Michael
Thank you, Brad.
Maruski at 15 feet 11 inches. He still got $1,000 for getting the longest. And he could probably make some pretty cool boots out of that.
I don't know how I'm supposed to
no,
is this
it's
a
good.
good
I think
thing?
what
Yeah.
the thing
Okay.
is Patrick is confused about.
Whether he should be happy or sad.
That we're killing snakes.
Yeah, they're wrecking the ecosystem
Okay.
in South Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
fine with. I mean, I'm fine as long as I'm supposed to feel fine.
Yeah,
Don't
because
they
like
eat,
Just
like,
tell me how to
nests?
feel.
yeah, like a predator got
Bird
put
nests
on the
and stuff?
landscape
Eggs?
that doesn't belong there, so nothing has protections against it.
Touche. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm there.
So Burmese pythons are from Southeast Asia, and since the end of the 20th century, they've established breeding populations in South Florida. The earliest sightings date back to the 1930s, but they weren't officially recognized as a reproducing population until 2000.
Wow.
That
Y2K.
late?
Yeah.
2000? Y2K, whoa, bro.
Whoa.
Bring that back.
Yeah.
That was scary times.
Since then, the number of python sightings have like just exploded exponentially. Between 2008 and 2010, there's been over 30,000 sightings of pythons. So like you're saying, like they eat everything, birds, mammals, crocodilian species, and like the numbers of everything else have declined as the exponential growth of pythons has been happening. So it's pretty safe to say a big part of the reason are the pythons.
Yeah. I get that.
And it is now like it's illegal to import pythons into the U.S., Burmese pythons.
Really?
Yeah.
Were those legal when we were in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
Thought I heard people had them.
even younger too. We lived in Pennsylvania and we had a neighbor behind us that owned 2 pythons.
Yeah.
And they were massive, I
Yeah.
remember as a
They can
kid.
get huge.
And they got away.
Are you still allowed
Oh,
to?
shit.
Yeah, they got
How the
away.
hell do they get away?
If they're bred
Not
in
a
the
clue.
U.S., can you buy them?
Yeah. You just can't import them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they're also, they did a study. I didn't catch what year it
What's
was.
the difference?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, why allow it?
That's a good question.
Thanks, dude.
I
Good
don't
job, Travi.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Because you would think if they are that big of a problem. Well,
Yeah, don't
and-
allow anybody to
think
get a
it's
snake
also-
until it's 5 feet long and then be like, oh, this is too big. I never knew that this cute little thing.
I could see it being in Florida, like more strict,
Or they're
because
like,
that is
I want 500 Burmese python eggs delivered.
Do you know how it got here?
probably from like the animal trade.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
assume. I didn't
Even back
see-
in the 1930s?
yeah,
Is that when you said this was the first sighting?
yeah.
Oh, really?
Or
The 30s?
recorded back
But I
to
mean, they
it?
could have
Yeah.
also like the old story of hid away on a boat, made its way over here, got off the boat.
Classic.
Florida. Yeah.
Classic
saw-
invasive
They saw all sorts
species.
of shit
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
So they did a study where they captured a handful of them and did the DNA sequencing, and they are crossbreeding with Indian rock pythons, which are smaller and faster than the Burmese python. So they're just getting like faster
Better.
and
Well,
faster.
the
yeah.
Indian rock pythons, are those native?
I think they are native. So they are very like hard to find and they're very elusive. So they don't even really know how many there are. They just know they're everywhere because they're opportunistic hunters. They wait for something to come by. They're not out moving around trying to find prey. They just wait for prey. So like they have a super low efficacy of actually finding them to even remove them, let alone like.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, a good example is this.
Yeah,
Tournament, right?
900 plus participants and 294 pythons.
Right.
And like think those first two places, that was like 140 something pythons from the first three
Right,
people.
exactly.
So there's really like 931 people removed 100 pythons or
Right.
something like
I want to know the area that they're doing this in. Is it
basically South Florida.
South Florida?
I think these
like anywhere in South Florida?
like
South Florida's-
the marshlands.
Does it start is it way down there?
Yeah.
Or does it start
'Cause,
like after Lake
'cause-
Okeechobee?
I think like starting Lake Okeechobee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the focus is really like probably more funding and everything is the Everglades.
Right.
I don't know. I actually don't know where this happened, this competition, because they do move it around every year. So I don't know if they would be doing it in the Everglades because it is a state fish and wildlife competition.
Do they pay for the grand prize or all the prizes?
Yeah, the state does.
The state does?
Yeah. Because it was like 10 grand.
I mean, that's pretty cheap for getting rid of just sending a bunch of people out for
Yeah.
a $10,000 grand prize to get rid of an invasive species.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, you could find a way to spend billions of dollars on that, you know?
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure they have because, it's a big problem. So
Yeah.
and they don't have a good way to fix it. Like they've tried dogs, but like a human dog combo, because you got to think too, like these are really hard to get to areas. You can't just take a boat, can't just hike to it.
Not
Like,
a fan boat.
yeah, like it's really hard areas. So you can't really have a human dog team to like go find snakes. And you don't want to just let the dogs go like run wild and try to find them themselves. So that doesn't work. They've tried like trapping doesn't work because they don't move around. They sit and wait for prey to come by. They've thought about introducing bacteria or virus that'll wipe them
I
out.
hate that.
But yeah, like they
shit.
say like there's no way we can do that because we don't know what kind of repercussions that's going to have. People, you can't really eat them either because they're high in mercury. I think the way they digest fish or whatever they're eating, they're too high in mercury. So, because that's sometimes a thing that they'll do, like they'll change the name of a fish to make it sound more appetizing so people eat it. But like you can't actually eat these. So then like all they have left right now is a good old fashioned competition. Get people out there and looking for snakes.
Get eyes and ears out there.
I had heard before that there even was like every snake you turn in is like $100 or something.
Wow.
Like I've always heard there is some kind of incentive to, because you see it a lot with coyotes. A lot of states you don't get a bounty for it, but it's like open season. Anytime you see a coyote, you can take it.
That sounds like a fun trip to Florida. I'm not really.
No, it does not.
Florida's
Yeah.
never been a destination for me.
Oh, except for
But-
that Flamingo Hotel, dude.
We had a weekend
Come
of
on.
boa constrictor hunting.
But you want to go crawling around marshes where there's alligators and
No.
other
let me.
snakes?
There's
Yeah.
one
Like rock
stipulation.
Not
pythons.
getting in the
We
water
got to be on a fan boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
the entire time.
No, dude, that would be crazy. These people going out there, that good for those three ladies and good for all the other people that tried, because no thanks.
They do have an active duty and veterans category too. That the first place gets $2,500,
Whoa.
$1,500, and $1,000.
So, what was the method of victory?
Like how she caught 60.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, they didn't mention that in the article. Like I think it's literally just finding them knowing where to look for them.
She had to have hit a honey hole,
Maybe
though.
it's not-
60 is a lot compared to the other
It's not forgiving.
900 people that found
But it
zero.
was like 60, 56, and 54. Like the top three caught a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they had to have been like, this is the
Patty's
den.
crying foul.
I also
No, I'm just saying, like, this is the den. Like, they were like, this is
Like
it.
Indiana Jones.
Like Indiana Jones.
I also bet there's a bunch of people that signed up and quit like day one.
yeah.
That's true.
Or could only make it a couple days out of the 10.
That's
Maybe they
true.
were out there grinding every day.
I watched a couple
Man.
episodes of Alone, and there were people like bowing out
Yeah.
on day one. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you
Like,
kidding
I
me?
haven't
Yeah.
eaten in 2 days. Like, and I forgot my favorite sweater.
Yeah.
I forgot to eat the chips on the plane.
Hey, though, don't knock that. That would be. I mean, you're not backpacking at that point. So
Yeah,
that's
you're
a
surviving.
whole different thing of boober,
One day.
dude. I don't know, man. They're not getting sent out there with a whole lot of nothing,
And you're alone.
and you're alone.
And you have to film yourself doing everything.
Yeah, that would be probably a terrible for me.
I would definitely make it one day just out of the sheer will of not being embarrassed.
I think I would have to as well. That's true. Hey,
Well, congrats to Taylor Stanberry.
dude!
Yeah, for
Congrats! Round of applause.
Are
There you
sure
go,
wanna
Taylor
clap for that,
Stanberry.
Patrick?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just got confused at the beginning there.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they're
mean, it is brutal, but-
they're doing something or good for the environment, I mean, I understand that there's some brutality attached to it, but there's brutality attached to anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
At first,
cool.
I was.
And
I
I'm
almost
also
thought
proud.
you wanted them to capture them live and put them in a box and shit.
That's what I thought we were talking about.
From
Yeah.
back to Southeast Asia.
That's what I thought original, or they ship them. I don't know, do something. I don't know what the alternative would be, but I definitely thought that at
Is
first.
it called Burma still?
No, I don't think so.
Myanmar?
Yeah.
Oh, nice geographic.
Well, I
that
don't
might
wanna-
be
let's
some
fact check
clack,
that.
clack, 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 drive-by geography.
Oh my god!
Drive by geopolitics.
I'm gonna be so wrong and so embarrassed when this episode is published.
Not me, though. Hey, dudes, we got some fun shit to get into, though.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
We
Brad, we're going to come at you with a boatload of questions, right, Travi?
Yeah, because this fella has taken quite a few trips
Yeah.
overseas, out into the world, on the other side of the world,
Yeah.
and he's done a little bit of hiking on
Yeah.
those trips.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
Okay, Brad, so you're going to be Patrick and I's guest today, pretty much. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with our question.
Yes.
What fundamentally keeps you coming back to the outdoors?
Oh, I didn't think about this. Okay. Yeah. Cool, Travi. Man, I like your brain sometimes.
The wonder of what you never know what you're going to see.
Oh.
And like what new things you can discover.
The unknown.
Yeah.
And what you can learn. I mean,
And then obviously just the other stuff like the peacefulness, getting away from everything for a while is nice.
flipping out your big old lens and taking some freaking
Jesus, Travi. Lay low, son. Good Lord. That's a great answer, Brad. I never thought to ask him that. I hope we all get asked that at one point in time.
I'm sure we will.
We need to remember that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Dude, but we do more specifically want to talk a little bit about your international travels, your backpacking experiences internationally.
Yeah.
So, Travi, if you don't mind, I'd like to kick it off with a question in that
Re-kick it off.
Re-kick it off. What inspired you to take your like kind of first international backpacking trip as opposed to here, you know, in America?
Yeah. Well, it was kind of weird. I kept thinking I wasn't traveling enough. I knew I should be while I could. And there was a guy that I worked with when I lived in Charleston, and he was always going places. Like it seemed like every week, once 1 week a month, it seemed like he was gone, like internationally. So I started talking to him about how he does it, and so he kind of sparked that interest in me and showed me how to do it. Really, like what the best way to do it on a budget or however much money you want to spend. And that really sparked my curiosity. So then I just took the leap, because I think that's the hardest part, is actually just doing it.
Yeah.
It's harder than any other part of it,
And
for
you
sure.
were much younger with a lot more freedom back then.
Yeah, I was in probably 20, mid to late 20s, and working at Boeing, all the overtime I could possibly want.
In his prime.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
What like, I know that you're saying take the leap, but like, what was that final thought? Like, every time I've ever taken a leap, there's like that, I'm almost there. And then there's that one thing that's just kind of like, boom, I'm doing it. So what was that like? You know what? I'm doing it. Boom.
And it's solo.
And it's solo.
Yeah.
That's
so
what I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because I just love enjoying
with people.
things with people I know.
See,
I don't know.
now, funnily, crazily, whatever, I would much rather solo
Really?
backpack internationally than I would solo backpack in America, for sure.
Oh,
Well, for me,
Yeah.
it was more like, you know how hard it is to get us three and like Kirsten,
Yeah.
us four, aligned on like dates for a backpacking trip in the U.S.
Yeah, except Kirsten seems down as shit. So,
yeah. Props to Kirsten.
yeah, props.
Hey, I'm not saying a whole group, just one person.
Yeah.
So
no, I got you.
So imagine trying to do that, like going overseas.
Yeah.
You can never get people to go with you.
It
so
is, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I've never done that like with my own money.
Yeah.
So
So that's where it was just like, I'm just like, screw it. If I don't do it by myself, I'm never going to do it.
Right.
So I just did it. And at this point, I'd moved from Indiana to South Carolina. I didn't know a single soul when I moved down there. So I'd already been through that and met new friends and made friends. And so it wasn't something brand new to me, like just going out on my own. And I was in the military. So that whole part of it.
So, okay, then what was like, how did you choose where to go?
So it kind of came down to this friend from work, like showed me a deal to Barcelona, and it was like,
Oh, okay.
it was like he taught me a hustle of how to do this. So like, it was JFK to Barcelona, but in business class, a lay flat seat. You get your own little cubicle, champagne when you get on board,
flying in luxury.
and it was like $1,200 from JFK to Barcelona.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. And then he's like, then from Charleston to JFK, there's a JetBlue flight that's like $90 round trip.
That's not bad. $1,200 from JFK to Spain.
Yeah.
No, it's not bad.
No,
Seems expensive
for
to me.
business
For
class.
business class, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that.
I mean, dude, honestly, to take that long flight, like, and be my height, I mean, business class isn't a whole hell of a lot different.
different story.
But
I
to
can
give
tuck in.
given a glass
Oh.
of champagne, not me though.
But that's
I
nothing.
can tuck
Like,
in and sleep.
like I've flown from Newark to Hong Kong for like $720.
Yeah,
New Jersey to Hong Kong?
Yeah. For like 700 and
No layover?
no. Sometimes you would stop in Narita, Japan, like
Did you
Tokyo.
take a space shuttle?
No, it
These
goes
are
up and
big-
over the globe, like up and over the North Pole and back down the
my
other side.
gosh, that's insane.
Yeah. Like sometimes you would stop in Japan. But
anyway,
so-
how
but-
did you choose
yeah.
where you go?
so that he basically like laid it out for me, and he's like, hey, if you really want to do it, this is like a really good scenario to do it in. So like I kind of say the same thing now, like going to Europe is the first easy like jump into the international, like going through customs.
Right.
It's not, everything's a little different, but it's not like going to Asia is pretty different than being in the US.
Right.
So it's just an easy first trip. So I just said, screw it. I'll go. And I booked all the flights and didn't really do any research before I went on that first time. And
Well, I think that's what kind of makes you the backpacker as opposed to a traveler. You know, in preparation for this sweet interview we're doing with our co-host, I did a little deep dive or a little short dive into backpacking and traveling and all that sorts of stuff. And it seems like that's why I wanted to call you an international backpacker, because I think that's what it should be. I think it should be called. Okay, so I want to get into some more of the specifics, like kind of later on. But I guess what I'm still just want to stick with is kind of before you go.
Yeah.
So like how I think anybody listening that's even remotely curious about it, their first kind of thought process has to be budget. So like how did you make that kind of a trip that could easily turn into an expensive trip?
Yeah.
Budgetable.
Can I ask one question first?
For sure,
'Cause
bro.
I kind of want to give Brad's credentials.
Oh, okay.
Like, where have you been?
Oh, nice.
Like, what trails have you hiked?
That's a good call. Thank you. Yeah, good call.
I'll list off some places, and most of these places I would get out and do like the local hikes and stuff. So I've been to, let me start in Europe.
We're going continent to continent.
Barcelona, Germany, Berlin, then Mexico a few times, Peru twice, Brazil once, Canada. Obviously, it's only like a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
Japan, Hong Kong, China, and like within those, I've like went to Hong Kong 3 times. I went to China twice, Beijing, Shanghai. Trying to think what the place in Hong Kong is. That's like the Vegas of Asia. I can't. Macau, which is like a boat ride from Hong Kong away. Yeah.
So that's your
I think
credentials.
That's about it. Yeah.
That's
a lot of
about
traveling.
it.
Holy crap.
So then, as far as budgeting, like I
Yeah,
said,
how do you budget?
Like at the time, I was pretty lucky because like leading up to a trip, it seemed like the best flight. Like I would choose where I'm going after like the first couple trips, just based on I would like pay attention to flight deals, and the website was actually called theflightdeal.com, and it seemed like they would post deals that were like 3 months out. So, like, once I saw somewhere cool that I thought would be cool to go to, or like if I knew I wanted to go to Machu Picchu, I'd wait for a Peru, like Lima, Peru flight that was cheap. And I'm talking like you would find them for $500 from Miami to Lima, Peru. And you just got to get to Miami then.
Right.
You would kind of know like your local airport where there's cheap direct flights
Allegiant.
to. Yeah.
Right. Or Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of these major airports, like Chicago, you can fly $600-700 to Hawaii. Everybody thinks it's going to cost like $2,000 to fly to Hawaii, but
Right.
you can get to Hawaii pretty cheap. I have been to Hawaii twice.
I'm going to be going to Hawaii soon.
Dude,
My
Hawaii's
sister lives there.
Whoa, cool.
really. I didn't know that.
That's neat.
Maui.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Hawaii's definitely that. Like that's even a good place because you don't feel like you're in the U.S. just because you're so far away from the U.S. The time zone's completely different. So even that's like a good first kind of long distance trip.
All right.
That's why I keep her around.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Debbie.
But once you start doing it more, and at least for me, I learned ways to do it cheaper. And like everybody's so afraid of staying in hostels.
Oh,
I
man.
think because of that movie, Hostel,
Yeah.
the horror movie. But that's really the way to do it. Like
I
staying
agree.
in hostels is, and it's not like you can choose what you want in a hostel. There's the what you would think in your head, like 20-person like dorm room kind of thing with bunk beds all around it. Even if you stay in that, you bring a padlock, you have a locker you can lock your stuff up in. Most of the beds have sheets over them or like curtains. But like I would always, there's like a double bunk room that you can rent for, say like the dormitory might be $15. Like getting your own little room, which is like a closet. I mean, all it has is a bunk bed.
Right.
And that'd be like $25, $30 a night. So still like pretty cheap.
Damn right.
It's insanely cheap.
Yeah. But you would have shared bathrooms.
If you can deal with that.
And there's just like hotels, there's like shitty hostels and there's nice hostels. But even the nice hostels are still way cheaper than a hotel.
Man, can I tell a story?
Yeah.
Dude, we met so I took my brother to New York City for his 21st birthday with a group of his friends and then our other buddy, Jenin. And we stayed in that was my experience with a hostel. So we were young, didn't have much money.
Where at in New York?
Manhattan, maybe something like that. I'm not sure. It was a short train ride away from it big area where all the billboards are. What's that? In the
Times Square?
Times Square. Thank you.
TRL.
Yeah, Total Request Live, dude. And anyway, dude, we stayed in this hostel, and we were all drinking Milwaukee's Best, I think.
Ooh, yeah.
We picked it up in Pennsylvania on the way in, and we were all drinking, getting ready to go out. And we had 5 people with us, and it was a 6-bed unit, like room. And this other dude walks in, Dev from England, that was on his like way around the world after he graduated college. His dad gave him a credit card. Yeah, it came in from the West Coast, LA, then a few stops in the New York City, and he stayed with us for the night. Dude, it was so fun. That's the night that we met Jonathan Cable. To take it back to the other. Yeah, that's the night we met him in New York City. Yeah. Well, I did. I went to high school with Jonathan, but I called. Yeah. That was the last time we talked. Was when I called Jonathan. I was like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" And he was in some troop there and doing his thing. Probably shortly before he got onto the to the trail.
And he was down to clown.
And he was like, "Dude, come meet me." It was the game that the Yankees beat the Red Sox to get into the World Series. We were at a bar in Greenwich Village. Drinking Das Boots at this bar, and it was all because of him. Yeah, you had to twist it and everything, and it was all because of old Jonathan. But that was my story. And then, dude, Devin was amazing. I still,
so did you guys take him out with you and stuff?
Yeah, he came with us the whole night. We had a blast, dude. He was awesome. Like Dev, if you're out there, dude,
cheers,
never forget
cheers,
that
mate.
shit.
Cheers, mate. That was great. Don't do that again. Dev, I'm sorry for my co-host.
My grandparents are from England.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it okay.
But no, like to piggyback, like that plays perfectly into why I stay at hostels is because you meet other travelers. And like Dev probably had a way cooler experience because he was with 5 people that knew the city, like knew what to do.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to get that experience at a hotel.
Like I would do it. I could have afforded to stay in hotels, but I wanted to stay in hostels because I was traveling by myself. I would meet Americans.
You're right,
you would meet people from all over. Like that time in Barcelona, I stayed in a hostel, and I met a guy named Bernie from Israel who was going for his PhD in physics, but like in the Netherlands, and he was there just on a weekend getaway from his studies.
Damn.
And I would still talk to him when I would travel because he traveled, and you kind of build up this network where you're like, hey, I'm going to Peru. Do you know anyone in Peru?
Yeah.
And you would get to know all these people. And
I want to be a part of the international backpacking crew now.
It's so cool.
I'm going.
And not to mention, they may have, they did their own things, looking up what they want to do in whatever city you're in. And they'll find stuff that you didn't know about that you missed.
Right, absolutely.
And they're like, hey, today I'm going to go to so-and-so. Do you want to come? I'm like, hell yeah, let's go.
God, could you imagine?
That is awesome.
Those are the people that have just the best freaking stories to tell.
Oh, man. Well, that's what we have in the studio right now, dude.
But so you stay
I've heard him talk endlessly about it.
No, I'm not. Let's talk.
Everybody has the negative, hostile thoughts, and you can get your own room in a hostel. It's just a tiny little room.
I've never had a bad hostel experience.
Yeah. That's for real. Yeah. But is there anything else in terms of budgeting that you can that you want to go over at all?
Yeah, you can. Or I will say, last thing on hostels. There's Hostel World is the website app that you find hostels in.
Okay.
And they have a really good review system. That's kind of like the hotels.com, kayak, whatever.
Hostel World?
Yeah, Hostel World.
I'll download that today.
And you can even filter by party hostel, whatever kind of hostel you're looking for. You can even filter by that.
What a great little tidbit, Brad.
We would even go to the party hostels to party, then go back to our hostel.
Nice.
I think it's amazing that you can just slap a world onto the end of anything and make
Well, it seems legit.
A top-tier business.
Yeah, damn right.
But the other thing is, if you do enough research before you go, if you eat local and stay away from the touristy restaurants, the touristy strip or road or whatever is the main thing in that city, it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
Insanely cheap. You can get a lot of places in Europe. You can get a lunch, like a sandwich, a salad, or a soup, and a glass of wine for $5. Like,
wow. Yeah.
but if you go to like a touristy spot, it's going to be $20.
Right. Yeah.
And if you can figure out how to do tours and stuff on your own and not have to hire a service, that's obviously like a better way to.
Well, I suppose a good way is to be at those hostels.
Yeah.
You know what I
Find
mean?
someone who's maybe even been there.
Yeah.
They took the tour and paid for it.
Did you ever give tours like your third time in Japan?
No, I never did.
That doesn't surprise me. That does not surprise me. Brad will do this with everybody else offering him a trip. But when it turns around, dude, and it's Brad's time to offer a trip, dude. No, dude, Brad's not doing it. I'll go on my own.
But I guess there was never, because even when you're in Hong Kong, there's not a Machu Picchu or like the church in Barcelona. Or like there's not the main things, I guess. Right. So I would.
Well, okay. Let's move it forward then. All right. Is there anything else in terms of budget, dude? Let our listeners know if there's anything else.
Alcohol?
No,
How about that budget?
I think just even doing some things in advance, like it's always good to have a SIM card when you travel, but now you can get an eSIM card and just like getting all that stuff paid for before you get there. Because you don't know like what the best places to get or like if you're going to get inflated like tourist prices. Right. So try to take care of that because you want to have cell phone service while you're there.
Good call.
And have data. So do all that in advance. Save money.
All right, then.
I never thought about
Go ahead.
passport. Don't forget about a passport.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's not budget.
Right.
I mean, if you don't have one, it's probably
it's absolutely a budget. Yeah, you're not going to be able to go. Okay, what was your most unexpected challenge while traveling? I'm super curious about this because I hear a lot of travelers, backpackers talking about all the glorious things and all these influencers making these glorious videos. But what I'm curious about is the challenge.
I would say like the biggest challenges I ran into were language barriers.
Yeah.
You get off the beaten path and you're by yourself and you don't have service and you need to use the bathroom. Like there was one time I went into a bar and just said, like, I think I knew what bathroom was and I think it was in Hong Kong, but I went into the bathroom and couldn't figure out how to turn the damn light on. Like I would go out and be like how do you say and like mimic how do I turn the light on? Like
yeah. Is this prior to like Google Interpret or whatever?
I just didn't. I had a SIM card, but for some reason I didn't have cell service.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't like look up the translation in my phone.
Yeah.
Which now I think you can download like a full translation onto your phone. But this might have been like
you can
2015.
Do it in like real time now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but if you don't have service,
you can't.
So I would like download maps and anything I could download in advance. I would do that, but I don't think you could download like Cantonese on your phone.
Yeah.
But like, it's little stuff like that you would never expect,
So
like how to turn the bathroom light on.
Did you manage it?
I think one of the patrons in the bar, I think he realized what was going on and like kind of angrily got up and turned the light on. And it was like a dial on the wall or something weird. Yeah.
Dude, I would not leave that bathroom until I figured out how to turn that light on, dude.
Dude, I tried. I had my phone because it was pitch black, and I had my phone light out, like looking on all the walls. If I would have saw a dial, I would have definitely tried to crank it. But it's little stuff like that, stuff that you can't really plan for. Usually language barrier.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you said language barrier because my next question is, which I assumed in many of these countries, there's going to be a language barrier, but can you share a moment of any like funny or kind of experiences that are memorable to you of like that might have come from that language barrier? Because I imagine it happens so much that not all of it's terribly awkward.
And that's one thing I got to learn pretty quick too, was certain cities, more international cities, have English and whatever the local language is. Going from Beijing to Shanghai, Beijing had no English and Shanghai had English on everything. So my plan was I was in Beijing for like 5 days or something, and there's a train that goes 300 miles per hour
Ooh,
to Shanghai.
is that the high speed? The high speed
Yeah.
stuff? Okay.
Were
Yeah.
you thinking like I gotta ride that?
Yeah, I was, because I booked a flight to get back
Yeah.
to Beijing.
Nice.
And so I didn't book. It was kind of like I didn't know how many days I was going to need in Beijing, so I didn't book anything yet. And I knew flights from Shanghai to Beijing were super cheap, or if all else fails, I would just ride the train back. A lot of my stuff is flying by the seat of the pants when I'm out, like when I'm actually there.
That's what makes you a backpacker, dude.
But you go to the main train station in Beijing, and this thing's like an airport. Like, it is huge, like gigantic, because they have a pretty like really good subway system in Beijing, and then this is like the hub for all of it, like the main train station. And so I go in there, and they had self-serve kiosks, but there was nothing on the screen to like hit that would say like English, like press here. So like there was nothing. And I was like thinking, well, maybe if someone was like halfway through a transaction and walked away. So I like checked like 5 other kiosks, and none of them had any way to change it to English. And this was typical, at least back, this would have been like 2018, 17. But they were like, this is how Beijing was. Like, there was nothing in English. Like, none of the subways had English. And so and there was thousands and thousands of people in this terminal. So there was no cell phone service there either. Like,
That sounds like your personal hell.
yeah.
I would just raise my hand and be like, English.
English. So would I. I think I would too. Although anybody looking at me would be like, that dude's from Indiana. Like, for sure. Not even America, dude. Just pinpoint the state immediately. Oh, I got that guy.
University professor. in
Tall
Beijing.
white guy must play basketball. Indiana, done. Some English speaking person would walk straight up to me like, "You need help? I got you, bro."
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I wish I kind of tried something like that. Like, I tried looking for anybody, like listening if anybody was speaking English.
Yeah.
But then I ended up going to the ticket counter, and these lines were like, each line for each ticket, it was like just a huge wall, and there was just like 30 ticket counters all like next to like, so there was just a huge gaggle of people.
Yeah.
And there was probably like 30, 40 people deep. Like, it was just packed, crazy packed. So I waited in line, and the whole time I kept thinking, like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do when I get up there, because I know they're probably not going to speak English, and I'm going to have to like somehow get a ticket to go to Shanghai. And I got up to the counter, and I think I had like, because I had downloaded Google Maps on my phone, and I just like had Shanghai up, and I was pointing to it, like Shanghai, after I figured out they didn't speak English. And they did like this.
She was like, "I get you, dude."
She like leaned back, and I imagine she yelled, "Does anybody speak English?" Like, to all the other tellers. And
Or she had whatever the derogatory term for white
Yeah.
boy is.
I'm gonna get yeah. But so then at that point I was just hoping, like, I hope they give me that fast train and I'm not taking the whatever like regular slow
Yeah,
train
you
to
have
shake,
no idea.
because then it would take, because it was like a 3-hour train ride on the fast train, maybe 2, but a slow train would have probably taken like 2 days to get there.
Yeah.
So did you get it?
Yeah, so I got the ticket, went to the train, saw it pull up, and I was like, oh, thank God, it's the
one looks
fast
like
train.
a bullet.
I can't remember how much it cost. It wasn't crazy expensive. It might have been like $150 US, but they gave me like the first class ticket on that train. So I think like they did sell me the most expensive ticket I
They
could have
charged you
possibly
the
gotten.
highest
Fuck
they
it.
could.
But so I went to the very front. There was like so many compartments that were first class, and they were just, I mean, they were huge, like just super comfy seats. They weren't, and there was like 6 seats per cabin or whatever. And so I sat in the very front, like as far as front as I could. And I don't know how they did it, but I remember I was like looking out, like there wasn't a car in front of us. Like I had a window looking out.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure.
And you wonder why tourists are just like preyed upon. Like they have no
But no-
idea.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
might be
I
the
don't
most
think that.
expensive
He
thing.
hasn't said anything about being preyed
Yeah,
upon
because
other than
then
this.
because that train would still stop every so often. And at one of the stops, a group of 5 Chinese businessmen got on, and they had like 2 cases of beer, and they were playing some card game like in the middle of the cart, like on the floor, and like all sitting around it. And they were like giving me beers and shit, and I didn't know what the hell they were saying, but we were all pounding beers together.
Dude, that's
We pulled
awesome.
up to Shanghai,
cool
and
as hell.
yeah, like
That
we
is
were all
cool
drunk
as
shit.
hell.
Yeah.
Drinking beers.
Dang.
Well, you were alone the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't
did
know
you
anybody.
have any safety concerns whatsoever?
For real, dude. Like, I mean, there are people listening right now from all over the world that are contemplating traveling like this, and this is the concept. Is you get these stories, right? You're everywhere. It's just all happy. But do you ever like plan for? Yeah, right. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's certain
Like,
trips that you have to plan everything out.
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of make sure you
Yeah.
know about the environment, just like any trip.
Yeah,
You need to
the
know where you're
situational
going.
awareness, like
Is that what it boils down to?
yeah, and just like knowing I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna either be miserable or it could be okay or it could be great. Like it could end up being something awesome. And it seems like more often than not, like it's okay. Like you're not miserable. Like you're not putting yourself into a really shitty situation. Like it seems to, maybe I'm just super lucky. I don't know. But
Has there ever been a time where I mean, dude, I've traveled a couple times, and there's been a couple times where it's been like, oh man, maybe this wasn't the greatest idea.
You mean like ended up in a certain location where you thought was sketchy, or you didn't know how you're going to get
Yeah,
somewhere,
maybe
or-
something like that for sure.
Nah, like I can't think of anything
Good for you,
where
dude.
I was like concerned.
That doesn't surprise me about you, because as fly by the seat of your pants you
Yeah.
are, I imagine the backpacking, or like just the mentality that you have, is still like secure in a way.
Like my biggest concern was always getting back to the airport, and like wherever the airport is, getting back there in time to catch my flight home.
Yeah.
Like that was the only concern.
Must have.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a very free-spirited state of mind, and it's hard to believe like that was you, because you're so fucking structured when
Yeah,
it comes
and,
to
like,
planning.
introverted.
It
trip
is
and
hard
stuff.
to believe that's you. It is. You're so yeah. But then again, it's not. Like I think me.
Brad's always been good at talking to people. I was always impressed by his ability to just talk to a stranger, even though he may not want to. He can.
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing that always surprised me about Brad, is that like he always claims these things about himself, but then at the end all be all, he's doing it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wait a second here. Like he claims to be introverted, but he's passed out more to wooden nickels than any of us.
He will avoid it as best he can.
But he
if it's
doesn't
happening,
either. He
it's
doesn't
happening.
either.
Yeah,
Like
but
that's the thing.
I don't actively pursue it.
I don't know,
even-
dude. I've seen you actively pursue these
Maybe
things.
when I'm trying to show you up, I will. Like you haven't handed out any wooden tokens yet. I'm going to show you how it's done, and then you can take over.
Okay.
Competitive nature in him.
I don't know, dude. I'm just impressed by
But it's
it,
also
B-Rad.
like, but it's also like, say, I didn't get that train. I couldn't figure out how to get that train ticket.
Right.
I would just go back to the hostel, go back to the hotel, get internet, buy the ticket online, go the next day. Like,
Yeah,
what's
like-
the worst that could happen? I stay in Beijing another night and go walk the city and find something else to do.
Hey,
Like,
if you like solving problems, go to a city where you don't speak the same language.
yeah. And I mean, like, I'm on vacation. Like, I don't have anything to do. Like, the worst that's going to happen is I'm stranded somewhere for an extra day or 2 days.
Screw it.
And then I get to enjoy that city for that day, eat
Man,
some local
that's-
food. Like,
Yeah, but that's just. I think that's the backpacker mentality. I've said it in you.
Yeah.
That because that's not true for some
Yeah,
people.
'cause we
Some
all-
people are very like boom, but boom. If this doesn't work, or they start to panic when something feels out of the ordinary or out of the thing that they didn't YouTube. You know what I mean? And I think that's a lesson to be taught. Is like, if you are abroad, if you're backpacking abroad or traveling abroad, just to ease.
Yeah.
Just, you know, you're there to have fun and an adventure.
yeah.
An adventure generally doesn't necessarily work out with plan A.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no way I could ever go on a trip where it's like an hour, even like a half a day itinerary. Like by noon, we have to be at this spot.
Right.
By 6 p.m., we have to be at this spot. There's
Right.
no way I would
Right.
ever do that.
Right.
Like I'll look everything up. Like, what do I want to do in the city in this week that I'm there? If there's certain, like going to Machu Picchu, you have to pretty meticulously plan that out.
Yeah.
You can't get in if you don't.
Because there's like times when
Yeah.
they hike people
Like you
out.
need
and
plane
back
tickets, you
in
need
and-
train tickets, you need a bus ticket, you need a cab. Like you cannot just show up at Machu. And then every day sold
Right, you're
out.
not showing up in a backpack
Yeah.
on the trailhead and
Yeah.
camping next to the pyramid.
Yeah, so there are certain things, but normally I would just like get an idea of things I want to do. Once I get there, go for a walk the first day, like just walk around the city all day, and then kind of get my bearings. And the next day, figure out what
And
I
we
want to
kind
do.
of talked about that before we started the podcast. Is just we are hiking, like we've grown from our hiking roots to what we are now, and so I kind of want to make sure that we could relate that urban kind of environment with hiking.
Yeah.
And you can, like, you basically were just hiking through
Yeah,
a gigantic
I've-
city.
I've-
staying in
Absolutely.
hostels and-
never in my life, other than Canada, which I don't even know if I have in Canada, I've never driven in another country. I've never driven a car. I've never got my international driver's license.
You just
I've
walked
never
everywhere.
driven a car.
Wow.
Yeah, I walk everywhere. A lot of times, like I know, like in Peru, when I got to the airport,
yeah.
there's cab drivers outside waiting. Just talk to one of those dudes, like, hey, tonight I'm staying here. Tomorrow I need to get here. And there was times where the guy was like, you want me to pick you up 2 hours early? I'll give you a tour of the city before we head out of town. And I was like, hell yeah, that sounds awesome.
I'm glad that you brought up Machu Picchu, because I imagine that one of the questions, or the question I'm going to ask next, your answer is going to be this, because we've discussed this place so much, and I've want to go there so bad. So your trip inspires me greatly,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping that this is the answer to the question. I'm not entirely
Not leading me.
positive. Yeah, I believe it will be, but so what's one story from any of your trips that you're going to be telling for the rest of your life?
I think definitely the trip to Machu Picchu.
Yes, dude.
That
Yes.
trumps all of them.
Oh, right.
I was wondering, because I want to know about this in terms of your hiking effort, because I know you had to hike a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Well, and my love for hiking almost screwed me over on this trip, because it's such, like, you have to plan everything out so perfectly. I'll go through the steps you have to take to get there. Is you have to fly into Lima, Peru, then fly
From
in
where?
from the U.S. somewhere. Like I would fly. I think the 2 times I went was Miami to Lima. It's like a 5-hour flight.
Oh, okay.
Then Lima, Peru to Cusco, Peru, which is, I should have looked this up. The city is at an elevation of like 13,000 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So even like that plane ride was like an old Russia, probably Soviet era plane. And it looked like no plane I've ever seen before. And I was working at Boeing at the time, so I knew planes.
Whoa.
And, but that city is like an old Incan city, and it still had a lot of that architecture and stuff inside of the city. Super, super cool. Like I would love to have spent more time there. But I stayed in this little hotel that was ran by a French couple that retired to Cusco, and it would look like a French like chalet. Like it was a really, really cool hotel. They had a really good restaurant in it. And I had 2 glasses of wine with dinner, and I was so hungover the next day because of the altitude. Like they say, you shouldn't stay there the first night. You should, because once you leave Cusco, you have to take like either rent a cab or rent a car, but somehow get to Machu Picchu village. Or nope, sorry. There was like somewhere you went to get on a train, and you had to get to that train station, but it was like a 2-hour drive. And then you take a train to Machu Picchu village. Then from there, you take a bus up to Machu Picchu.
Jesus.
Yeah. So so every day, like you have to make sure all your days are lined up to get there for the day that you have your permit to get into Machu Picchu.
To catch each ride.
Yeah. And because you need to get the tickets, like they only let so many people in a day. So tickets sell out months in advance. And then once you book your permit to go up there, there's all these little side hikes you can do on like surrounding mountains that overlook Machu Picchu. And I there was a couple that I knew about, but I didn't add on to my permit. And then when I was staying at a hostel in Machu Picchu Village, I ran into some other people that I think they were from Canada, and they were telling me about this hike. And I was like, yeah, I saw that online, but I didn't know if I should book it or not. And they're like, no, we've heard it's epic. Like, you got to do it.
Nice.
How big was Machu Picchu Village?
The only reason it was the size it was because it was the staging point to go to Machu Picchu. But
Did they have a creamery?
yeah, oh yeah, bars, restaurants.
Oh, okay.
There was civilization was there. Like you could go out to eat, get drinks, and that's what they say. Like because it's lower altitude. Like you weren't supposed to stay in Cusco the first night. You should go straight there. But I stayed in Cusco a night. So I rebooked my ticket or tried to add that on. But somehow when I did that, like you had to book your ticket on one site and then take that reservation code to a separate site to get your actual permit that you print off. Well, I didn't reprint my permit because the hotel wasn't the nicest that I was staying in. They definitely didn't have a business room or whatever they call it where you can print stuff. So I never went and printed my updated permit. So I still had the old one. And when we got up to Machu Picchu the next day, and I did hire, you either had to hire a tour guide or I did, because that's the kind of place where they're going to know shit that you don't know and you want to hear what they have to say because they know all the history and stuff. But
Is it like extremely monetized?
I mean, it's not crazy. The whole thing adds up to be pretty expensive, but it's by far like, I would have paid
Like the
way more. I
experience
would have
is
paid way more money to do
Yeah.
it because it was so awesome. And you're up there, like, we got up there super early and we left super late. So, like, we were up there all day. And there is a backpacking trip. It's the Incan Trail, which I think is really, really hard to get permits for. But you can backpack up to it, and it's the way the Incans would go to Machu Picchu. I think so, as far as we can tell.
Oh, man.
And you, like, the last night, you camp. And I hiked up to this spot when I was there. It's called the Sunset or Sunrise Gate, I think. And you camp just below that. And so in the morning, you get to go up to Sunrise Gate and watch the sunrise over Machu Picchu. And then you're like the first ones there for a few hours before the buses start showing up.
Wow.
So you get Machu Picchu like all to yourself. But I also read that you have to hire like a porter service that like basically every day, like you get to a camp and camp's already set up with like, this is like Everest Base Camp kind of stuff. Like you have tables and chairs and they'll like cook food for you. And then the next day you start hiking and like all the porters are running past you on the trail, like bringing all the gear to the next campsite. And like you have to pay for, like you have to do that. Like to get a permit, like it's all part of it.
Even if you bring like just an extra shirt, they're like, put your shirt on the cart.
No, I think you do still carry some of your stuff. But either way, like when it's one of those places that when you're up there, you're just like, is this real? Like this place doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
This place is so amazing. Like the peaks, you're surrounded by these like 16,000 feet tall mountains. And
When you think about it in your brain,
man.
do you just like
oh yeah,
picture being there?
it's so cool. Especially when you hike up to that Sunrise Gate. Oh, so because I didn't reprint my permit, which I think it was technically for the next day. Or no, I ended up going a day earlier. And so my permit was for the next day that I had.
Ah, okay.
And they weren't going to let me in because it wasn't the right day.
Right.
And my tour guide convinced them to let me in. And they were like, I think they were afraid like I was going to come back tomorrow and use the same permit.
I imagine it was easy to find English speakers.
No, that's why like this guy he was a local, my tour guide, like arguing with the gate people. And I was standing up there like, fuck, are they not, like I may have like fucked this whole thing up. I tried to add this extra hike onto it. And eventually he convinced them to let me in, and they were like, this isn't going to be valid tomorrow, like, because that's when the ticket was actually for. So it was like just this whole deal that I fucked everything up, but I still got in. And so I definitely tipped that tour guide pretty well for getting me in.
Yeah.
Because that was like 3 days to get to that point of traveling, just to get to that one point, and I almost didn't get in.
Ooh.
Which I would have probably just went back the next day, but it would have sucked.
Yeah.
And just those little add-on hikes, like the one that I ended up doing, it was really, and it was super kind of sketchy. Like that, Patty, you definitely wouldn't have liked it.
Oh, joy.
Because it was like on the edge
Nope.
of like crumbling mountain, like spiraling up this tiny little thing overlooking but you're like straight on top of Machu Picchu.
Wow.
It was so cool.
Dude, that's
Wow.
like the White Sox game I went to a couple of years ago. I went on a Saturday and I had Sunday tickets.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. But we talked to them, and because the White Sox are doing so bad, they were like, we got you. And we got way better seats right behind the freaking
That is
plate.
hilarious. That's exactly like what Brad would. That's great.
It was awesome.
Like
But the Sox lost
Like that guy
12 to 0.
That guy went and told his manager, like, look, he even has a White Sox hat on. Like, he's actually
trying
still
hard.
supporting us.
He's trying hard.
So, like, you've been backpacking, you've been traveling for all these years. How do you think it's kind of changed your perception on your personhood? You know?
I think the biggest thing is it teaches you that you can be self-reliant and you can be resilient. Like you can, if stuff happens, you're just going to take it with stride, and it is what it is. Like there's nothing you can do about it, and you know you're going to make it through it. And like you make, and I know it's probably hard for you to believe, Patty, but like I made friends with so many random strangers.
It's not hard for me to believe.
I think part of it too is like, if I didn't want to, I'll never talk to these people ever again. So it's like, what do I have to lose? It is what it is.
And that reminds me of something I was thinking of earlier is like you might think that doing what like urban, I guess, trail trekking or whatever, backpacking.
Urban trekking.
Is like
that.
Humans are also a part of nature. And, you know, if you just get in underneath the canopy, underneath all the bullshit, you'll meet real people and have real experiences and be a part of that actual human nature where it's not fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the most part, we're all the same. We all enjoy the same stuff.
Yeah.
We all like to laugh and have fun.
Sitting around, eating food, drinking.
Yep.
Like,
I don't want to.
everybody
I don't
loves
give a
that.
fuck about your politics.
Dude.
Yeah.
Let's just have fun and drink some beers.
Yeah.
and-
It's
Have a
that's
good
the
time.
biggest thing. Like, and I think that leads into like why I like backpacking too. It's a test. Like you're proving to yourself, like you can put yourself out there, put yourself maybe quote unquote at risk, a risk of the unknown, basically, like is really all it is.
Right.
And like you're gonna be fine. You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna make your way through it. And I think it's a pretty big lesson. And like just being more open to other people. Like
Yeah.
don't automatically, it sounds pretty cliche, but don't just judge people right when you see them because they're probably just like you.
Right.
And
Right.
it's awesome.
And they probably have something interesting to say.
Yeah. What's funny is the most annoying people I would run into were Americans.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Yeah, like they would make me
I mean,
embarrassed.
We
to
live
be
in
an
it.
American.
Like, if I'm somewhere else, I don't want American people.
Oh.
You know?
Oh, dude.
This was like pretty rare because there are like I ran into, especially in Europe, you run into Americans that are just like, I've been here for 2 years.
Yeah.
And it'd be a lot of times it was veterans living off their disability, and they would just use that money to travel around Europe for a long time.
Great for them.
Yeah,
That's one of my biggest regrets in the Army was when I got my mid-tour leave. Could have gone anywhere on the face of the freaking planet. and I went back to the United States. Like, I could have stayed away from the U.S. I love this country, but I could have, lasted another freaking 6 months away from it.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, now you can do it.
I wanted to go Tokyo, Japan. That's where I would have went.
Yeah? Is that it?
Yes.
Hey, man,
Nice.
I want to go to Tokyo.
That's where Sebastian wants to go. We're taking him in a couple of years.
I think I was even looking out of Fort Wayne. You can get Fort Wayne to Tokyo for like $900.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Like Tokyo is a more expensive city, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will budget for that.
They have
for
hostels.
Sure.
They have hostels in Tokyo.
Damn right.
I'm not doing that style. I'm going lavish.
Well, see, yeah, I would. Like, I will.
In Tokyo?
I will caveat that. Like, I would always at least start in a hostel, and then I would have a few treat yourself days where I
yeah.
maybe get a Conrad
truth
Hilton.
comes
Or
Oh yeah, dude. No, I get that.
Yeah.
Like backpacking, right?
Yeah.
Your hostel is your tent, your hammock setup,
Yep.
whatever it is, and then every now and again you come off that trail into that trail town and get a little lugs.
Yeah, like you could stay at a campsite.
Yeah.
Or you could get a hotel.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I would go nuts.
So, yeah, like I would
Yeah.
get room service, breakfast in bed. Like
Like Kevin McAllister
Yeah.
in New York City. That's what I imagine Brad be just scarfing it up.
It was kind of like a good cap on the end of a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always fun.
Oh, damn right, dude.
Sometimes I would invite my hostel friends to come over for breakfast. Or
Oh, nice. There's
You're enjoying every level of that culture.
There's a lot of. I mean, I know I enjoy backpacking, all that stuff, but there's a certain percentage of all of it that really is the very last day when you finally get into that hotel motel room and you get to hit that restaurant and get a cold beer. Like that's a pretty a decent percentage of what I like about backpacking is that day.
Oh,
that's the carrot.
Yeah. It's the carrot at the end of the stick, dude.
The ultimate appreciation for civilization.
Yeah.
Like, oof.
Oh,
We are
yeah.
so comfortable.
Oh, Lord, dude.
It's
yeah.
insane how
And
comfortable we
you
are.
just kind of melt into that bed, crank on something on television.
And not that I'm saying like you feel dirty in a hostel or anything.
No. That's
just-
true.
it's just-
I totally skipped that part of
It's
it.
just going to get a little
It's
luxury.
just like
at
the
end of your-
basics from
Yeah.
luxury.
The bare necessities.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, can I ask one last question? Do you guys have anything else? I'd like to ask one.
If you must.
One more since I've kind of controlled this, Brad. But I'm just super interested.
Yeah.
I can't help it. But what advice would you give? I think that's kind of the final question in most of these sorts of interviews or questions or list of questioning is.
Yeah, because that's such a big leap.
Yeah. Well, I think that
Huge leap.
there's got to be something that I haven't covered yet, or maybe we forgot back then where this is that moment of any interview where it's like, what do you have?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Brad, our trusty co-host, our tech wizard, one last question. What advice would you give to our listeners who are doing what you have done?
I think just that. Well, a couple things. Like I said, the scariest part is taking the leap and doing it. Like, because people always ask, like, aren't you scared traveling alone? Like, aren't you afraid something's going to happen to you? Like, no, it's every city. Like, I've never felt in danger. Like, maybe once or twice, but I put myself in a situation, like, maybe, I don't know, like, just doing it's the scariest part. Like, getting there is the scariest part.
Right.
It's intimidating going through customs, immigrating into a new country, getting a visa. We haven't even talked about that. Like, getting a visa to go to a country.
That's true.
Which is, it's all, once you, like, boil it down, it's pretty simple to do all of it. But just doing it. And I would recommend, like, starting in Europe. That's a good, easy... It's not a culture shock. Everything's pretty much the same.
Like, another American.
Yeah. Like Spain, Italy, France. Like, don't listen to like people say like, oh, French people can be rude or mean. Yeah, like there's rude and mean people everywhere, but there's also awesome people.
Right.
Like I would just start in Europe, Even like the Nordic countries would be amazing to go to. I've never been, but I really want to go. It always helps to know if there is an embassy, a U.S. embassy in the city. If you lose your passport or if something happens, that embassy is going to be your lifeline to get you back.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Take a photocopy of your passport, because if you do lose it or if it gets whatever happens, you have a copy of it. Keep that copy separate from your passport.
Yep.
And just have situational awareness, like pay attention. Travel light, like don't have a huge luggage suitcase that you have to carry around everywhere you go. Everything I took with me. I never checked a bag. Like I carried everything on. Buy some clothes when you're there. I threw clothes away when I was there, like bought new clothes. Like, it's just travel light. Anything I can fit in a backpack.
I just feel like a lot of common sense stuff.
Yeah, but people think, like I'm sure I did the same thing and probably will at some point in the future. Like, I don't know what shoes I'm going to need. I'm going to bring 4 pair of shoes, 3 pair of shoes.
Oh, yeah.
You need a comfortable pair of shoes, maybe one other nicer pair if you want to go out and eat at a nice restaurant or something, or just buy shit when you're there. Like, go shopping.
Well, what did you carry when you went?
It depends. Places? I had the exact same backpack on every trip that I went on. I would normally take like your typical Samsonite carry-on suitcase.
Yeah.
Samsonite.
Says it right here on the briefcase.
I had a Patagonia black hole, like duffel, or I would take that. But for the most part, just like a huge backpack. And then when I got to the hostel or something, or if I had a hotel.
A huge backpack? Did you mean like an Osprey 65 Super Deluxe?
No, I never took like a backpacking pack. It was always like an outdoors kind of backpack. But no, because I wanted to also use that pack when I'm out every day around the city. So I would just dump all the stuff in my hostel or hotel room and just carry my backpack around.
Did you have a water bottle?
Oh, yeah. I'm a hydro homie. Gotta always have water.
We are all hydro homies.
But then, like, the U.S. Embassy websites also do have a lot of travel tips, info, warnings. Like, I think they even say, like, what areas of the city you don't want to, you should stay out of. And that's all part of looking it up, like, know where to go, where not to go. Because every city's going to have scammers or people trying to screw you over somehow. So just have situational awareness.
Yeah, if they're super touristy areas, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And I've had it happen to me. People try to scam
That's why
me.
I'm not a touristy area guy. I just can't handle the people.
Yeah.
I want the quiet.
It is crazy.
But it's worth it in some situations.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that's human nature.
Yeah.
We want to socialize. We want to do the craziest, most fun things.
We all want to see cool shit.
And see cool shit. So inevitably, you're going to have pockets of where that people take advantage of that, which is also human nature. No, it's probably a freaking blast. Yeah. Dude, there's certain times where I'm out and about and I'm kind of just wanting to be away, doing my backpacking, the yak and the whatever. But I am not one of those types of people that, like, dude, if there's a party going on and I happen to be there, I'm not saying I'm going to seek it out in my 40 years of life, but I am saying if I end up in it, well, I'm going.
The only international trip that I've gone on where I was alone was on one of my buddy's wedding trip, and I was his best man, and it was in Jamaica. And you're kind of in this isolated little resort.
Don't go to the Caribbean.
Yeah. And after a few too many chocolate mojitos or whatever the hell they were, there was a Jamaican band playing, and I was staying up all night because I think I was the only single guy on the island because it was a wedding island. And I tried to convince the band players after they were done playing to get me out of there. And I would pay them because I want to see Jamaica and this freaking experience that has been built for me. It was driving me nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't recommend the Caribbean. Just
it's
catered to Americans.
Oh,
it's Americanized.
there are some parts that are Americanized. There are other parts, and most of the parts that are not Americanized.
Well, like Cuba?
No, I mean, like, Cuba is also a country where there are still places that aren't American. I mean, although it probably is majority Americanized in some ways.
Well, no, I mean, that's one place that's not because they've been cut off, except for Guantanamo Bay.
I'm talking. I mean, I've traveled pretty extensively in the Caribbean. That's where I've done most of my traveling, and I think that there certainly are, right where the airport is or where you get dropped off at, but you start going more in. It's always different. There's always something different. That's anywhere. I don't think any place is unique in that regard.
I think it's too easy in the Caribbean to just go to an all-inclusive resort and just stay there the entire time.
I think.
I absolutely
same thing with
agree.
Mexico. Yeah. It's easy to do that.
That's what I did.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But it's easy to do that in every country.
Wrong,
yeah,
fun.
But like you're not going to go to Italy and do that. Or France and do that.
No, you're gonna get a chalet or something like that, and you're gonna,
get a Vespa.
Hey, dude, that's awesome though, yeah. Brad. You're an onion to me, and I just keep peeling back layers that make
sweet onion.
Yeah, a sweet onion, a Vidalia. So I just keep peeling back layers of you, and every layer I pull back, I get a big whiff of you, and my eyes start watering.
I've been with him long enough. I know what
you don't want to go any deeper.
No, dude, I'm gonna get to the middle, and it's gonna be great, man. What a fun interview! What a fun episode!
Yeah,
I'm happy to be able to just talk with you fellas and have a deep conversation with our buddy Brad.
Yeah, and I've talked to Brad for years about his journeys, and still he comes up with new ones that I haven't heard before.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what in the hell?
He's a Vidalia, dude.
I was like, man, that's
Brad,
cool.
the Vidalia.
Son of a bitch.
I have a million stories.
Hey, we're going to get to him. We got a hell of a lot of episodes in front of us. So
I hope it wasn't boring because we're going to start Brad's storytelling. What I did on this continent.
Grab a carton of milk, lay down on the floor, and we're going to go on to story time.
No, it's definitely worth it, man. Like I always encourage people to do it. It's
you
so
do.
Fun.
You do. And you're always, I think that's the thing I liked about you when I first met you was just like, we should do this. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was like, done. Okay.
There's not a lot of pushback.
If it's adventure, Brad is in. Brad is in on those sorts of things.
I always say, no, I don't think so, but I'd be convinced pretty easily.
Yeah.
That may be like the most no answer.
Yeah. I've heard you actually say that. I'm trying to remember the outcome of all those. Probably positive in my direction.
Much to convince me
to
do it. I don't know.
Well, I enjoyed tonight.
Yeah, this was a good episode.
It's fun reminiscing.
I say we wrap this up.
Let's do it.
Get on with the after party.
Great episode, and I'm excited to carry on the rest of the night. Thanks for listening, everybody. Keep on sauntering.
Bye.
Yeah. Go to bustedpretty.com.
And Blue Sky. Busted Pretty at
we were
Busted Pretty.
into